Hello.
Hello.
How's it going?
Good. Can you hear me okay?
Yeah.
I never know on these things.
It's hard to tell.
How you feeling?
Tired. Just like hit me like 30 minutes ago.
Yeah.
It's all good though. Go home after this.
I didn't get my booster yet. I got my first shot so late that I can't.
Yeah.
Chilling, waiting.
Yeah. We were lucky in the building, the Johnson County Health Department or whatever was here, and they were administering for like essential workers or whatever. And since we were in the building, they let us come get extra shots when they were done. Because they couldn't, like, they were just gonna throw them away.
Yeah.
And so I got mine like in February, but yeah, it was totally last minute. We got an email at like 10 this morning, and it was like, hey, boosters are in the building from 9 to noon. And I was like, I mean, it's here. Like, I'm off tomorrow if I'm sick.
Yeah. Might as well.
Yeah. We'll see what happens.
Oh, I saw your piece at Smalter.
Yeah.
Oh,
You saw she used it as her cover for the event. That was fun.
I love it. I hung out for like, gosh, almost an hour as people dropped off all their artwork. So I got like sneak peeks and stuff.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah. There wasn't a whole lot there when I went on Monday. So, I mean, the first day, but I'm excited.
It's going to be good.
Yeah.
I have that on Friday, and also the member show at KCAC.
Yep. Yeah, I think I'm gonna try to hit both.
Me too.
Yeah.
And then we also have the market
on Saturday. Yep. Yeah. I know. It's a lot of driving for me. It's like a 30-40 minute drive from Olathe sometimes to get down there depending on traffic. So yay. Oh well.
It'll be good.
Yeah. Sorry. Do you have any questions or anything?
I don't think so.
Okay. I'm just gonna kind of wing it a little bit because I mean, I feel like we'll just talk.
Yep.
Nothing too structured. So that last part that I sent you in the email about advocacy, I was going to talk about advocacy with the core for sure. Like the first episode, how it was like tamales in the courtyard and that kind of thing. That was really cool. Do you want me to mention anything about the Roland Park Arts Committee, or do we just want to stay away from them?
As much as I would love to just call out
I know.
everything going on, I'd say let's wait.
Yeah.
Just to see what happens. I have some things in the works, and in January some stuff might be happening. So let's wait on all that.
Yeah, I'll talk about the mural and how you're the artist, the supervising artist, but we don't have to talk about the ins and outs of it or anything. As much as I want to. Sarah probably wouldn't enjoy that. She'd be like, what are you doing?
Yeah. There are so many different ways to go about handling those situations, and I want to make sure that we keep it tactful.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, especially, yeah, being in certain positions.
Mhm.
So yeah, speaking of that, I think I'm going to apply to be on the Public Arts Committee for JCPRD.
Some?
um, yeah, they don't have anyone from Olathe, and Sarah was going to mention me to Susan, but I was like, Sarah was like, what about Brittany? I'm like, I don't think she'd want to work with them. She was like, oh yeah, probably not.
I just, I don't have a problem um, with anyone, any of them. There's just so much like bureaucracy
Yep.
involved,
Yep.
and like the time involved in like getting things going, or making a statement. I'm like,
It's so slow. I know. And that's kind of the reason why I want to be a little bit more involved, is so I can understand how the arts fits into that,
oh, absolutely.
because I
I
want to find out how to get around it.
there, yeah. I mean, you have to be a part of it to learn the process, to understand
Right.
how it happens. And now that I've been a part of it and have been involved with the process, I'm like,
Yep. Yep. The only thing is it's a 3-year commitment. So it's kind of a while.
mhm,
Oh well. We'll
Monday.
see.
I do. And I have the utmost respect for all of them. It's just not something that I want
Yeah, very specific. I know we were trying to think of artists to ask, and we were like, I can't think of any artist that really would want to do that.
it's it's a valuable experience. Um and you really do have to be involved to make a difference. That's the thing.
Mhm.
Um it's just walking that line between, especially like when you run into problems, it's like how much effort or struggle are you going to put in to make a difference, like at the risk of your own like mental health.
Right.
That's
Yeah.
kind of what I've been dealing with lately, and that's why like I just had to step away from some stuff.
Yeah. Totally.
It's definitely worth it.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah. I saw somebody posted about not cutting yourself up into pieces to like serve everybody or something like that. I was like,
Yeah.
yeah, that's something I do too often. Sectioning myself out to people.
Hmm.
But anywho, let's get started. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Okay, I'm gonna take us live, and it's usually takes a second, and it's sometimes awkward. Mhm. All right, cool. We are live.
We are live. Hi, everyone.
Hi. I will start off with introductions. My name is Allison Bowman, and I am the Administrative Assistant for the Arts Council of Johnson County. And it is Wednesday at 3 p.m., which means we are having a creative conversation. And our guest today is Brittany Noriega, and she is an artist and a community arts advocate. And she also just does a lot of cool things. And we're going to talk about it all today. She has an awesome magazine that is on its 3rd edition called Core, and we'll talk about that too. But first, Brittany, do you want to tell us a little bit about yourself and kind of your background?
Sure. I am a visual artist. I moved back to Kansas City in 15. I lived in South Dakota for about 20 years, which is where I went to art school. I also traveled the world with my family when I was younger. My stepdad was in the military, so got a lot of cool experience that way, different cultures, and it's always just kind of become part of who I am. And yeah, I do mostly drawing and printmaking. I love to paint. I do wood burning occasionally. I love it all.
Awesome. Are you a full-time artist?
I am a full-time artist and full-time mom. I have 2 little ones. So I have a home studio behind me and I stay home with my kids.
Awesome. That sounds fun. I'm sure it's a lot of work, but it sounds like fun.
It is a balancing act,
Yeah.
24/7.
So when you went to art school in South Dakota, what degree did you graduate with? Was it like studio art or?
Studio art. Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
Cool. Awesome. And I think we've talked about this before, but you used to be a tattoo artist, right?
Did, yes. I after college, I kind of found myself directionless. So I actually didn't pursue any career, or I just kind of hung out for a few years, and then I got in touch with a local tattoo shop, and I ended up doing an apprenticeship for 2 years. So then I became a tattooer, and then I ended up owning my own shop not long after that.
That's awesome.
A lot of fun.
Yeah, that's so I mean, what was your style? I know your tattoos are kind of like watery, botanical, also like skulls and stuff. Like, is that what you tattooed on people, or did you kind of just do anything?
I guess I mostly learned like the American traditional style of tattooing, like bold, dark lines, bright colors, and that kind of thing. But I really love like the black and gray portraiture stuff too. I mean, there really wasn't a style I didn't like. But I'd say mostly American traditional.
Nice.
Yeah.
Do you think that helped with your drawings? Does it kind of, do you like refer back to that for your drawings today?
Yes, even when I don't mean to. It's kind of hard to get away from. So my drawing style is very like illustrative. There's always line work involved. I like getting like the intricate details in there, and yeah, it's kind of hard to get away from the tattoo look, I guess. Everybody always asks me, do you tattoo? That would be a cool tattoo.
You're like, yes, well, I did.
Yep.
How long has it been since you've tattooed someone? Do you still do it?
No, I don't. When I moved to Kansas City, all of my tattoo equipment was stolen.
That's right. You did tell me that. Ugh.
Yeah. And I mean, it's so expensive, and when you go from state to state, all of the regulations are different.
Yeah.
So in order to like become a tattooer in Missouri, where I was, I would have had to like do an apprenticeship again.
Mm.
And then all my stuff got stolen, and I was like, you know what?
Yeah, too much.
Too much. I'm gonna focus on my artwork and see where that takes me. So
Yeah.
yeah,
You are.
the last tattoo I did was 2015, probably.
Wow.
Yep.
Not that long ago.
Feels like it.
Yeah, that's true. So let's talk about your artwork. And I see some behind you. What can you tell us kind of what your main themes are in your work?
Yeah. Yeah, I also studied when I was in school sociology. And so I kind of weave that into my artwork as well. A lot of it focuses on trauma, overcoming trauma, mental health, which you can relate to in your work as well.
Yeah.
I just find that you can tell your stories best, through artwork. People can connect with your story. So
Mhm.
I enjoy telling that in different ways. Talking about trauma, overcoming trauma. Um, yeah, just my life story basically through my artwork.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can definitely relate to that. And the botanical elements of it, which I love, of course, not surprised. Um, where does that come from?
Um, just a love of botanicals and gardening. I have a garden on my apartment patio, which is always interesting, but I love it. It's been a real like escape for me, especially through the pandemic. I
Mhm.
think a lot of people can relate to that. Growing something yourself is like amazing. It's
It's
like,
so fulfilling.
yeah, it's fulfilling. It's fun. It's something that my kids can really get into with me, which is really interesting and entertaining. But yeah, just taking pictures of the things that I grow, and then yeah, you can kind of see it behind
Mhm.
me,
Yeah.
including those in my artwork, and seeing how you can like convey a certain emotion with the positioning of the people in the art and the flowers in the art, and how you can play with that and tell different stories. It's really interesting to me.
Yeah. I love that. That's exactly how I feel about botanical elements too.
Hmm.
I use them the same way, and to me, they're like resilience. Just they're still there after everything, and they're growing. So, yeah. Where do you find your people? Is it people that you know, or pictures that you're looking at, or do you just draw a face that's in your head?
I I mostly just draw it. I read a ton of books about artwork and portraiture, and so I just started trying it and seeing if I could do it.
Yeah.
Um, doesn't always work out, but I think it's more interesting when it's not a specific person, I guess. And then you can get into like issues with like copyright
Yeah.
and stuff like that. So I just do it. Occasionally, with some of my bigger pieces, I find like a positioning of a body that I really like doing figure studies and things like that.
Mhm.
And so I'll use that as reference, but facial features, I try to stay away from like specific people.
Yeah, that makes sense. And you did, yeah, you mentioned that you've got an illustrative style, so
Hmm.
I think that works together. So, um, what medium do you usually use? Is it just pencil, or what do you
Typically
use?
just graphite. Yep.
Oh,
Just a mechanical pencil for most of it.
wow. And some of your pieces, you've been working larger. So, how big is that one that's on the streetcar stop? Is that 8 feet?
This one,
Yeah.
yeah,
And
right
it's on
here.
paper?
It's 8 foot long. It's 4 foot high, and it is on like a foam board.
Oh,
My
wow.
husband, he's a delivery driver. He delivers like medical equipment and stuff. And occasionally, they use these huge long boards to protect the cargo, whatever they're delivering. And he's like, "Would you draw on this?" I was like, "Absolutely, bring it home." Like,
That's awesome.
so I have a stack of these huge
I
things
love that.
that I,
Do you ever find yourself like puncturing them accidentally?
yes.
I probably would. I've always pressed too hard when I draw. Um, so, I guess we can just jump into the streetcar since I already mentioned it.
There we go.
So that piece, which remind me of the name again.
Silver lining.
Silver Lining, that's right. Is on a streetcar stop in Kansas City. And what's the crossroads that it's at?
It is, oh goodness, it's
Maine and
12th
something.
and Main, I think.
Okay. It's right where the Lightwell building and the town pavilion
It's
are,
the
right?
Metro Center stop. Yeah, yeah.
Okay. Yeah. And it's gorgeous. Do you want to explain to us kind of the process of how the Art in the Loop worked and then like what how they put the work up there?
Yeah, I was actually really nervous about applying because I wasn't sure, like, okay, how much of this work am I going to have to do? Because I don't know
Yeah.
how to put stuff up there. Like,
Yeah.
I was like,
Same.
how involved do I have to be to do this? Because it's really cool, but I don't know what I'm doing. But it was actually really simple.
Mhm.
You just submit your design, submit your application. And then I got to meet with Anne and Kyle and the people who ended up putting up vinyl. It's your artwork printed on vinyl, and they put it up on the streetcar stop, and boom, there you go.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah,
I know, it was crazy. And I'm wondering, because I had this experience, but when you saw it up there on vinyl, a little bit translucent, because that was one of our requirements for
Right.
safety, is the artwork had to be somewhat translucent. It couldn't be fully opaque. But did you start to think about your work differently? Or was it just kind of like, there it is?
I did kind of. I guess I kind of see my artwork that way anyways, somewhat. I use a lot of negative space
Mhm.
intentionally in my work. And so it kind of just fit in really well. It was a little more complicated because this piece specifically has so many branches and little tiny bits. But yeah, they did amazing. They did it and send the proofs, and here you go.
Yeah, it was
Yeah.
super cool.
Yeah.
I agree. So yeah, if anybody rides the streetcar, I think they extended the time that our pieces are up there to like January or February of next year. So got a little while to see them.
Yeah.
But they're all just amazing.
Such a
And
cool experience.
yeah,
Absolutely. Whoever's watching, apply because it's
yeah.
amazing.
Yep. Next spring, I think they're going to send out another call for applicants, and you can apply for the streetcar stops, which is the vinyl on the windows of the stops. And then there's one like big area on a parking garage. And then you can also apply for the streetcar wrap itself, which
Mhm.
I wanted to apply for that, but I just didn't even know how to like go about it.
I didn't either.
Take
But
a
that would
template.
be amazing.
I was like, I'm just gonna just stick to the rectangle of the streetcar stop for now. But it was super cool.
It was.
And then you just had an amazing event last Friday
I did.
called Coalesce with the Kansas City Artists Coalition. And can you tell us what you did for that?
I can. So eight artists were chosen to basically do whatever you wanted on this gown as long as it was still like wearable.
Mhm.
But yeah, you just put your artwork on a gown and it becomes this amazing like piece of moving art in a fashion show. I mean, it was so amazing, so amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah, they did an incredible job. So
So
yeah,
did each artist?
on mine, I did graphite, of course.
Mhm. I can't get over that.
Yeah, it was really cool.
How did you, so I've been, everybody I tell, I'm like, oh my God, she did pencil on a dress. And everyone's like, How did it not smear? So did you like fix it with something?
I did. Yeah, I did. I drew all over it, and then I basically painted over the drawings with a fabric extender, and then iron that so it kind of like sets it in, but it's still like flowy.
Yeah. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's not like stiff or anything.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
And does each artist get the same dress to start with? Do you know?
Yes, I think so.
And they're white to begin with,
Yeah, and
right?
they're all white, just a plain white gown.
Mhm.
Oh, and they were all so incredible.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was just really cool to see all these different materials used on a gown, it's just
Mhm.
wild. There was
Yeah.
ceramic on the gown. What?
I know. I was like, that dress is amazing. If you guys want to see pictures, you can go on the Kansas City Artists Coalition Facebook page. I think website maybe too. And they've
Yep.
got pictures of all the dresses, but they were, oh my God. That was the first fashion show I've ever been to. And that was the first time I've attended a Coalesce event. And I was just, I don't know, I was so like amazed. It was so cool.
They
Um,
they did great. The case,
yeah,
they're amazing, and yeah, it was. I haven't seen like an event like that, like with a focus on artists
yeah,
before. So it's just something totally new.
yeah. It was super cool. And then also having like, so there's like the dress that the artist creates, and then they're posing and doing their thing. And there's like 7 or 8 other models that come out with
Yeah.
dresses. I'm guessing from the gown gallery. Is that what they're called?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, that you can probably purchase, but they were gorgeous in their own
Yeah.
right too. They were
Yeah. It's just incredible.
it was so fun. But yeah, so congratulations on that.
Thank
That's super, super exciting. And then do you have any upcoming, I think we talked about upcoming solo shows, but I don't know if they're for sure or not. So if you want to talk about those, you can.
Yeah. So I have um, a bunch of my work will be on display at um, the Lenexa City Center, their library branch over there.
Mhm.
And then in the spring, I will have a solo show at Smalter Gallery.
Awesome.
Yeah, very excited.
Just your drawings, and are you gonna have, do you think you'll have any paintings? I know there's a painting behind you, but
Yeah, I don't know yet. I just kind of get in these like painterly moods every once in a while. And so I have some like random paintings floating around my house. Maybe one day, but I think the shows coming up are going to be mostly the graphite, the drawings.
yeah, because those haven't been shown as a series yet, have they?
No, I haven't shown them anywhere yet.
So that'll be super exciting to see them all together.
I'm very excited, and I have some new ones hidden away, never shown before. I'll probably save the newest ones for Smalter.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's awesome. I'm excited to see them. And then do you want to talk about any other news or events related to your art? Or is anything else happening or anything you want to
Um,
highlight?
well, this weekend we will both be at the Kansas City Artists Coalition, and we will also both be at Smalter for the small work shows there, and then also pop up at the Artists Coalition on Saturday.
Yeah.
11 to 4.
Mhm. Yeah. And they're
Yeah.
in Midtown. Is that
Mhm.
Midtown
Yep.
on Gillum?
Mhm.
Yeah. What are you going to be selling on Saturday?
I will have some of the prints that I've been making, and I will also have some core issues and other like merch and goodies.
Nice.
Yeah.
She's got some cool stickers, like skull stickers. They're awesome. And then your design okay, the illustration that you just put up on social media for, I think it's this version of Core that's coming out. Did you
Yeah.
do that?
So that's a new thing. That's for my I started a Core Patreon because
Oh, right. Okay.
yeah, I really I love doing Core and I love everything about it. I'm just trying to get like consistent funding.
Yep.
Most of it's out of pocket, which I don't mind. I love doing it, but it would be helpful to have a little bit extra.
Yeah.
So I have these really cool, like different tiers for my Patreon, and everyone gets, of course, an issue of Core, and I'll have new sticker packs, and I have these really fun new illustrations that coincide with every issue. So
Awesome.
like on the one that I just posted, it kind of is like thrown in some like seasonal like things you can see in it, but also things that relate to each artist.
Okay.
So yeah, I'm just having some fun with that, and there'll be like cool collectible prints with each issue.
Awesome. So what is Core? Tell us about Core.
Core is the art magazine that I started. The first issue came out in June, I want to say. I think it was June. Yeah, and I just focus on different artists around Kansas City, different events that are going on, creative writing. Yeah, just a way to not only showcase the talent in Kansas City, but also bring a paying opportunity to a lot of emerging artists, because I am one, and I know how difficult and needed like paying opportunities are. So yeah.
Yeah. So what kind of stuff do you put in there about the artist? Like, do you show their work? I'm asking this even though I know the answer.
Yeah, so I show their work, and I also ask some questions, mostly about what they do, what's important to the artists, what the work means to them, that kind of thing. A lot of it, I feel like either like emerging artists don't really focus on telling their stories or don't know how to.
Mm.
And I like to ask those kinds of questions for the public, but also to get the artists thinking about their work. I think it's important to talk about yourself. I
Yeah,
know a lot of people don't like to, myself included.
it's
Um,
hard.
it's difficult. And I think it's, a way to practice and grow together.
Yeah. And writing about your work is usually easier than talking about it
Yeah.
in front of people. So that's a good like introduction to get them kind of started.
Yeah.
Get us started.
It's a lot of fun. And it all came out of just a love of local artists. I
Mm.
love learning about everybody and seeing everybody's work. And it's also different, but it's also meaningful, and it's just amazing. I love it.
Yeah. And this will be your third edition,
Yeah.
right?
Uh-huh.
Can
Yeah.
can you give us like a teaser? You don't have to. We can wait.
I will tell you. Oh no, wait. Let me.
That's fine. When does it come out?
December. It'll be out in December. I have some teasers up already, but they're
Mhm.
for my patrons.
I mean, it's fair. That's yeah, get in it to win it. um, when what was I gonna ask? Comes out. Oh, where can we find it? Where can we get it?
You can find it at uh, KCAC, Smalter Gallery, Bico Gallery downtown, the 21 C Hotel, Kansas City,
Ooh,
that
cool.
museum hotel. Yeah. They are my latest.
That's awesome.
Gosh, and where else?
Inner urban?
Interurban. Sorry, Interurban. I love you. Yeah, all over. Yeah.
Cool. That's awesome. And you offer it online as well, right? But you have to pay for it. Is that?
It's free online. You can go on the website and order copies. You just pay shipping.
Got it.
You can read it for free, totally free on the website. It's also on Kindle. If you like Kindle, it's like $3 a copy because they don't let me give it away for free.
Yeah. Yeah, that makes sense. I mean, it's amazing that you even offer it for free. That's awesome.
Well, I don't know. I think that's the best way to get it pushed out to as many people as possible. Especially, print is not as popular as it used to be. I don't think, I just worry a lot about like, well, how many people are going to actually buy this for $5? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's not a lot of money, but I feel like free is best.
And it's accessible.
Yeah. More accessible. Yeah.
Equitable. Yeah, for sure. What does CORE have any like core values, like mission? Like what's your goal with the magazine?
My goal is really just to showcase local talent that I think deserves more attention or people overlook. And just to give some newer artists some opportunities. I know that like a lot of artists don't know their options. So I feel like getting them in this magazine that's going out to these galleries or going out to just all these different places will help people get more exposure and hopefully kind of like help get the ball rolling a little bit.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, it's a great it's a great opportunity and a good starting place and good practice, I think, for artists to see what it's like to put your work out there. And it's like a safe environment as in like a safe, it feels simple enough that it's not too stress inducing. And
I try not to overwhelm artists with like a million questions, especially if they haven't done anything like this before.
Yeah,
so
definitely.
Simple, like 3 or 4 questions, show off some artwork.
Yeah, definitely. I'm in issue 2 if anybody wants to check it out. And then issue 1 was actually, so the cover was done by Sol and Zarena. And she was one of, we didn't talk about the mural. We'll talk about it. So she was one of the Roland Park mural artists, which we will talk about in a minute. And so she's in that one. And then you also you wrote something in that one, right? It was like interviewing.
I wrote a piece for issue 2.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, that was in issue 2 about representation in Kansas City. I think Kansas City is such a wonderful place for artists and emerging artists. And there's so many amazing opportunities, but I think there's still some things that we can work on. And I think artists working together to do like these projects or come up with ideas that truly represent Kansas Cityans and us artists. If we work together, we can influence some places that should make some changes, I think.
Yeah,
so that's what that was about.
Yeah, I thought it was really good. And the artists that you interviewed too were really insightful, like Rico Alvarez, and
who was also in the mural.
Yay! And he just finished a mural with Isaac Tapia, the World AIDS Day mural. I can't remember what building it's on, but it's huge. It's amazing.
They are killing it. They are doing so much.
Definitely. Yeah, there's a lot of artists out there doing really, really cool things. So we'll have to look forward to seeing them in court. So let's talk about the mural.
Yes.
Roland Park put out a mural call, which we've already mentioned. Soul was an artist. Rico was an artist. Isaac Tapia. I was an artist.
Mhm.
Jessica Rogers, who also works at the Kansas City Artists Coalition. Everything's connected. Emily Alvarez and is that it? Who?
Alex.
Oh, yeah, Alex Eichhoff. He did the tree. Yes. So do you want to tell us a little bit about that? Because you were the supervising artist of the project.
Yes, I was the wrangler.
Yes, the cat herder.
Yeah, the cat herd. Yeah, that was also another amazing opportunity. Gosh, I feel so grateful for everything. It's been crazy, crazy.
Yeah.
year.
Whirlwind.
So the arts committee of Roland Park has been working on, or had been working on, getting a mural on that wall specifically for years, I think. And it was just waiting for the right time and all of that stuff. There's so many things that happen in the background of these projects that people don't realize, and it's a very long process. We got it approved, and it represents the kind of the core values of Roland Park, while incorporating the theme of uniquely rooted is the new like theme of the city.
Slogan thing.
Yeah.
So that process, sorry, I'm trying to wrap my head around it. It was so long ago. Not really. But that process was very interesting. And that was the first time that I worked with a city before on a project. Actually, that was technically one of my first public art projects. So it was interesting to do the application and get all the information together and apply and be chosen, and then the city council has to approve it. And
Yes.
it was a very good learning experience. And just learning about the way that works. So do you think that you would do it again, that you would supervise again for something?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
It's a long process, and I don't know, it can be difficult at times. There's struggles in every major project, and when you get 8 artists together plus an art committee plus the city council plus public, it's a public project, so you are going to hear from everyone.
And we did.
But yeah, it's absolutely worth any of the struggles or comments that are made, because it's there, it's done. You guys killed it.
It's gorgeous.
It's beautiful.
It's on 47th and Row Lane. If anyone's interested in driving by, you'll see it. You can't miss it. It's about 311 feet long.
Yeah.
And anywhere from like 5 to 7 feet tall. So
So I would do it again for sure. That is something that really leaves a mark, and 99% of the comments are positive.
Yeah.
And it makes a difference. So
even like being out there, and you were out there painting as well. I think maybe like once we got some weird comment from somebody driving by, but most of the time people were like shouting out their car window, like, thank you, or you're doing awesome, like really encouraging, a lot of thank yous, which kind of surprised me. People thanking me for painting. Like I've never been thanked for doing my art before. So it was a really good experience in the long run. So, and it's there for however long it stays there.
A good
Forever.
long time. Yeah. Yeah. It just got sealed. Everything's
All
done.
done.
Good to go.
Yeah, that's awesome. So this kind of relates, but what do you think about yourself painting a mural? Have you ever been interested in doing public art on that route?
I used to do murals here and there. Nothing that major. I mean,
Yeah.
that was something else. But when I owned a tattoo shop in Rapid City, we had an alley right next to the shop, and it was called Art Alley. And people would go. I mean, you had to get like a little like permission slip,
Yeah.
and you could go paint the wall, and there were shows around that. There were
Cool.
music events in there. Yeah. So I mean, I've done that kind of stuff before, and I painted on that wall a few times. But that was my first like major
Yeah.
big one.
Yeah. Permanent, public,
Yeah.
very public.
Yeah.
Cool.
I would really like to do some indoor mural work with pencil. I think that would be a lot of fun.
Yeah.
We'll see.
I want to see that. Just can't believe I hate drawing. Like, I'm sorry, but I hate pencil. I hate charcoal. I hate it. But I admire people who use it.
Yeah, I love drawing. It's since I can remember, it's just one of those things that I've always done. Painting is I still do painting every now and then, but it's kind of like my release. Drawing is something that I like focus on.
Yeah. And it's so I'm using the word accessible again, but I mean, you don't need to get all these mediums for, like oil painting, you got to have the right tools and the right medium, and clay, you got to have the kiln and all that. And, drawing, you can just use a pencil and you can do amazing things. So
Simple.
I love that. Awesome. Is there anything else that you want to talk about before we wrap up that I did not talk about?
I feel like we probably touched on everything. I'm going to remember something when this is
I know.
over.
Me too. I always do. I'm like, oop, follow-up video.
Yeah, no, it's been an incredible year. Just like mind-blowing. It's been amazing.
Yeah. You've done some awesome, awesome things.
Thank you.
Should be very proud of yourself.
I guess.
I know. I'm proud of you.
Oh, thank you.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for being on our creative conversation. And again, look forward to this weekend. We've got a couple events coming out. Malta Gallery, Kansas City Artists Coalition. Be there. We'll be there. And then, we will keep in touch and see what's going to happen down the road.
Sounds great.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Brittany.
Thanks.
Bye.